Hey, welcome to Chris Carlisle's podcast. In this episode, I take a look back at my senior year. It's the fall of 1987, and I'm starting my senior year at Rosebud Lot. My classes that I remember were Spanish, psychology, civics, English, drama, homemaking, and I was a library assistant. Not long after school started, we held elections for class officers. The officers elected for each class were, in the senior class, my class, James Corbett was elected class president, Roger Hauscher class vice president, Billy Pitts class treasurer, and Lisa Haverstick class secretary. My sister was a junior. They elected Vicente Martinez class president, Jeff Slavacek class vice president, Cindy Good class secretary, and Joe Beach class treasurer. The sophomore class elected Lynn Kozlowski class president, Polly De Leon class vice president, Dana Skinner class secretary, and Sean Allen class treasurer. The freshmen elected Joel Slavacek class president, James Leha class vice president, Michelle Baca class secretary, and Jennifer Peschel class treasurer. On the junior high level, the 8th grade elected Mona Gutierrez class president, Tiffany Herring class vice president, Brenda Borden class secretary, and Bridget Kilgore class treasurer, while the 7th grade elected Lee Kozlowski class president, Jeffrey Lawrence class vice president, Dora Cisneros class secretary, and Ann Martin class treasurer. The NHS National Honor Society and the NJHS National Junior Honor Society inducted new members. The 1987 Rosebud Lot Cougar football team finished the month of September with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses. They beat Salado and Academy and lost to McGregor and Lorena. Lorena, by the way, went on to win the Class AA state championship for 1987. Roger Hauscher and Lisa Haverstick were named Seniors of the Month for September. I went to the bonfire the night before the homecoming game. The homecoming game was played on October 2nd, 1987. The Cougars beat the Troy Trojans by a score of 33-7. Tessa Taylor was crowned homecoming queen. The other princesses were Lisa Haverstick, the other senior princess, Sophie Portillo, the junior princess, Gemma Cisneros, the sophomore princess, and Rachel Martinez, the freshman princess. The Lady Cougar volleyball team won district with a record of 6-0. Their overall record was 20-7. They beat Liberty Hill in by-district. But lost to East Bernard in the area round. Kathy Weaver, Robin Green, Tanya Dosksil, and Tabitha Truesdale were named first team All-District, while Tessa Taylor and Yvette Carson were named second team All-District. Cleota Truesdale and Sherry Fry got honorable mention. Skira Skelton was again the coach. The cross-country teams were among the top teams in the state in Class AA. The girls took part in the state meet in Georgetown. Roger Hauscher finished in 8th place at the state meet. They were coached by Frank Roush. The football team finished the month of October with a record of 3 wins and 1 loss. Along with the homecoming win over Troy, they beat Lexington, Thrall, and Somerville, while they lost to Rogers. I went to that game, by the way, when they lost to Rogers. And I turned 18 on October 29th, 1987. I turned 52 on Friday. We were still young back then, and we're so old now. James Corbin and Amy Bregeman were named the Seniors of the Month for October. The month of November started off with the football team losing a close game to Manor, thus knocking them out of the playoffs. They finished with a record of 6 wins and 4 losses, the school's best record since 1981. The head coach was Bobby Petchel. They had the 100% garage sale event in Rosebud the week before Thanksgiving. This year's is coming up in a few weeks. The student council held a food drive for Thanksgiving, and I ate Thanksgiving dinner at my grandparents' house in Rosebud. We had turkey and dressing, pecan pie, and lemon meringue pie. Will Hanson and Kathy Weaver were named the Seniors of the Month for November. The boys' basketball team won 2 tournaments, and in December I went to the Christmas parade in Rosebud. Jimmy McBee and Robin Green were the Seniors of the Month for December, and I spent Christmas break at my dad's in Houston. Anyway, we returned after the New Year, and the Seniors of the Month for January were Joe Luna and Tanya Doskasil. The boys' basketball team won the school's first district title since 1982. Roger Hauscher and Thurman Truesdale were in first team All-District. Mike Jones and Michael Dixon got second team. Thurman Truesdale was also selected as an All-State Syntax player, while Roger Hauscher earned All-State Academic honors. Danny Randall was the head coach. The girls' team was the district co-champions, and Frank Roush was the head coach. February Seniors of the Month were Larry Hauscher and Cindy Scheck-Snyder. In March, we went on spring break. Drama won the district title for one act play with the play of Midsummer Night's Dream from Shakespeare. Jennifer Tarver won Best Actress. Amy Bregman and Trent Lightfoot received All-Star Cast, and Trevor Smith received Honorable Mention. Tessa Taylor and Michael Jones got Senior of the Month for March. The boys' track team won the district meet in Caldwell. Neil Burton qualified for regional in the high jump. Kim Travis qualified for regional in the long jump and in the 100-meter dash. Michael Jones qualified for regional in the 110-meter and 300-meter hurdles. Bernie Ceballos qualified for regional in the 800-meter run. Albert Thompson qualified for regional in the 400-meter dash, and Roger Hauscher qualified for regional in the high jump, 3,200-meter run, and the 1,600-meter run. The girls' track team finished second at district. Robin Green qualified for regional in shot put. Tessa Taylor qualified for regional in the 400 meters. Tabitha Truesdale qualified for regional in the high jump and in the long jump. Charlotte Randall qualified for regional in the 600 meters and in the 3,200 meters, while Rachel Martinez qualified for regional in the 100 meters and the 1,600 meters. At regional, Roger Hauscher qualified for state by winning the 3,200 meter and the 1,600 meter run. One act won the area meet in Georgetown at Southwestern University. Trevor Smith won for Best Actor. Jennifer Tarver won for Best Actress. Trent Lightfoot, Margaret Eichmann, and Mary Eichmann received All-Star Cast. Michelle Zipperlin and Melissa Altman received Honorable Mention. I was in the Spanish Club. We sponsored a concert by the singing group Latuna that was held in Kruger Gym. We also went to San Antonio. We went to the Institute of Texan Culture, ate at a Mexican restaurant, attended a mass at one of the old Spanish missions, and went to Malibu Grand Prix. I can't remember if we went to the Alamo or not. April Seniors of the Month were James Howard and Yvette Carson. One night play won at regional in Victoria to advance to state. The baseball team finished with an overall record of 18-7, and they lost to Liberty Hill in by-district. 6 players were named to the first team All-District. They were pitcher Michael Dixon, catcher Scott Hewitt, first baseman Roger Hauscher, third baseman Floyd Rodriguez, left fielder James Corbett, and right fielder Vicente Martinez. Mark Williams was All-District Honorable Mention. At the state track meet in Austin at UT, Roger Hauscher won a 32-meter run with a time of 9:25.7, which was a new Hawaii state record at the time. He finished second in the 1,600-meter run. The FFA had their annual banquet on May 2nd. The boys prepared a barbecue meal that was served by the Westphalia parents. Awards given out were Douglas Arney for the Green Hand Award. Skipper Horn was chapter farmer and also received the Co-op Award. Calvin Oker received the Eat-A-Lot Award. I went to the prom on May 7th in Westphalia, even though I didn't have a date. The theme was Magic Night, and we ate a meal of chicken fried steak, baked potatoes, green beans, salad, and fruit, catered by the Westphalia ladies. The State 1 act played Jennifer Tarver and Trent Lightfoot, earned an all-star cast. The band banquet was on May 17th, where they ate a barbecue meal provided by Rudy McKeskes and Taylor, and they had the sports banquet on May 20th. Alfredo Cisneros and Lisa Schneider were the seniors of the month for May. The scholarship winners were Robin Green, the Vicki Blankney Spirit Award, Jimmy Mackby, the Exeter Pendergraft Award, Roger Hauscher, the Hosland Black Award, James Corbett, the National Athletic Scholarship, and Yvette Carson, who also won the National Athletic Scholarship. Michael Jones and Robin Green were voted Mr. and Miss RLHS. Tanya Doskasil and Roger Hauscher were voted Best All Around. Yvette Carson and Roger Hauscher were voted Most Likely to Succeed. Emmy Bregeman and Larry Hauscher were voted Most Beautiful and Most Handsome. Vicky Springfield and Len Kozlowski were voted Most Popular. Angel Beach and Vicente Martinez were voted Friendliest. We graduated from high school on May 27, 1988 at Cougar Field. My dad came down from Houston for the ceremony. The valedictorian was Alfredo Cisneros with a GPA of 97.2333. Wow. And the salutatorian was James Corbett with a GPA of 95.9487. And the other honor graduates were Rhonda Evans, Tanya Doskasil, Tessa Taylor, Yvonne Coker, Michelle Cortez, Billy Pitts, Katherine Bauman, Valerie Vrana, Yvette Carson, Emmy Bregeman, Lisa Zabronic, Roger Hauscher, Leah Fields, Robin Green, Kathy Weaver, Trevor Smith, Jimmy Mackby, and James Soward. Well, that's all for this week. Now, next week, I will tell you about the first time I went to Branson, Missouri, back in October of 2013. It was quite the journey. Anyway, I'm Chris Carlisle, and you've been listening to Chris Carlisle's podcast. Chris Carlisle's podcast was produced, written by, and hosted by Chris Carlisle. And I recorded it on the Spreaker Studio app. You can hear this podcast on Spreaker.com, Google Podcasts, and Spotify.